Hello everyone, my name is Simon Russell and welcome back to the Monday Show. Now, of course, I know I've been away for a little while, but like I said, I've explained this in a previous video, so I'm not going to explain it again. But with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first story I want to talk about today comes from Dubai. Now, I was going to talk about this earlier, but I only caught wind about it yesterday afternoon, and I thought this was absolutely brilliant. So Dubai have introduced Robocop, essentially. Standing at 5'5", the new Robocop has recently been introduced into their police force. Now, there's only one at this moment in time, but he comes with a few features, and it's nothing like the movie. The new quote-unquote Robocop has joined the ranks of the Dubai police force. It has a variety of features, from cameras implemented that can detect faces from over 20 meters away, and the ability to understand a variety of emotions and facial expressions. It also has a live feed that is fed directly into the police headquarters, a touchscreen on its chest so that people can pay fines and report crimes, amongst many other things. It's also been said that he can understand up to, I believe it is, if I'm correct, 6 languages. During a conference where Robocop was revealed to the general public, it has been stated by the police force that they hope to, at some point, make Robocop 25%, I believe it was, of their actual police force. Now, something to note is that they have stated that they want, in future, to have AI helping them, or advanced versions of the Robocop in their police force, which to me is a scary thought, but who's the judge? I'm not going to. Obviously, due to the restrictions of the technology at the moment, Robocop can only go sliding across the floor and stuff like that, so you can't really do all that much, besides letting civilians touch his chest, report crimes, and pay bills whenever, when you do a wrong and you have to pay a fine. Yeah, not bills, fines. That's what I meant to say. So, yeah, Robocop is a real thing now. We live in a wonderful age. But I guess not to worry, because humans are still, in control of these things, technically speaking, because live feed back to the headquarters, that kind of thing. So, technically speaking, they're still involving more people. So I don't think you have to worry about your jobs being taken in the police force just yet. So the next story I want to cover is actually involving Ireland for a change. Isn't that interesting? But as many people in the Irish Republic know, Enda Kenny has stepped down, and his replacement has officially been announced. When the Taoiseach resigned, and for those of you who are unaware of Irish politics, Taoiseach is essentially the fancy Irish term for Prime Minister. I almost got that wrong. But when Enda Kenny stepped down from the Fine Gael, he left open not only a space to lead the party, but also the country for the foreseeable future. And in the run-up to the final results of the Fine Gael party elections, we had 2 people that were competing against each other. 2 people by the names of Leo Varadkar, I probably pronounced that wrong, and Simon Coveney. As a result of the final matchup against each other for the Fine Gael as well as the Taoiseach position, Leo Varadkar, I'm going to probably continue to pronounce his name wrong, apologies, but he has won the position. He is now the leader of the Fine Gael as well as the Taoiseach of the country. Or rather, he is set to be. I don't think he's actually been announced or inducted as the Taoiseach just yet. A lot of people, especially across the waters from us, are making a big fuss about this, however, mainly due to the fact that he's one of the very... No, he isn't one of the very. He is the first openly gay Prime Minister of Ireland, and also the first openly gay government official or minister in Ireland since ever. So a lot of people are making a big fuss about this. I couldn't really care. If he knows how to run the country, he knows how to run the country. And he's been elected into this position. Many of his associates have also given him high praise for the things that he's also done, and he also has several different positions that he's done quite a bit in. Besides the novelty of being the first openly gay Prime Minister, or Taoiseach, of the country, he has also been in many different positions. He has had the Minister of Social Protection, the Minister for Health, and the Minister for Transport, Tourism and Sport. All of which the positions he has held has supposedly gotten high praise from both his colleagues as well as many other people surrounding him. As a side note, I wasn't even aware of this dude until like a couple days ago, when I actually found out he was becoming Taoiseach. So I probably need to be more aware of the own politics in my own country. But yeah, definitely going to do a bit more research, find out what the story is. And hopefully he doesn't screw my country up. I guess another side note should be, it seems that most people across the water are making more of a fuss about him being openly gay and the like, rather than him being actually suitable to run a country. So, maybe it's because Ireland is a more openly Catholic area, and has been very withdrawn in terms of the rules and regulations that our country actually has. So, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I'm going to be keeping a wee eye on it and see how Irish politics are going to resume from here on out. But whatever the case, I wish him well, and I hope he does a good job, because I live here. The next thing I want to talk about is, of course, North Korea. Oh boy. So with the latest announcements of the UN sanctions on North Korea, we have finally heard that they have outright refused them. But the UN and America have been trying to put so many sanctions on North Korea and their nuclear missile program since 2006. As you may or may not have been aware, 2006 was when they conducted their very first missile nuclear test. But America and the UN have been very hard pressed to try and prevent the North Korea from creating more nuclear weapons, as well as improving the nuclear weapons that they already have. Now you may wonder, why is that? Well, it's because they are a threat to the majority of the planet. Because they are so isolated and very, very stuck in their ways, they're not really open to discussions with other people. Now, of course, they see everyone else as a threat, obviously, but they have made a vow to be able to create a nuclear missile capable of hitting the US mainland. And whenever you vow something like that, that is kind of very concerning, especially considering the fact that you're one of the most isolated countries in the world with some of the most horrific conditions for your own people. How do I move on from this? I don't know. But simply put, America has said very plainly to China, rein your friends in, because it's a very complicated mix of global politics and the like. But whatever the case is, the THAAD missile system being put in there just adds to the whole show of making it even more complicated, even more confusing, even more potentially dangerous. But yeah, Kim Jong-un does not like the sanctions. And of course, the very last thing I want to talk about today is probably one of the most requested and most wanted discussions is the attack on London. And I'm not talking about the one that happened about 2 weeks ago. I'm talking about the one that happened on Saturday afternoon. So, as I've stated before, I do not like talking about these people, and some more information keeps coming out that just makes it more and more frustrating. But let's get the facts for you. But from the reports, there have been 3 men who decided to drive into pedestrians and then get out of the car, off of the London Bridge, go into the Borough Market area, and start stabbing people with very large knives. Reports are saying as well that the 3 men were wearing fake suicide vests, which, after being shot down and were investigated, they found that these suicide vests were hoaxes. So far, 7 people have been killed in this attack, as well as 48 people injured, and I believe it is, if I'm absolutely correct, over 20 are critically injured. There were a few other reports as well that these people were shouting things like, "This is for Allah," whilst stabbing and slashing wildly. So a lot of people were wondering and guessing what kind of attack this might be, and lo and behold, later on the next morning, ISIS claimed the attack. Approximately 8 minutes after the original call for help to the police had been issued, all 3 attackers were shot dead. As far as I'm aware, there was 1 civilian injured in the shooting because over 50 bullets were fired as a result of that, and 1 got hit in the crossfire. So, I'm not quite sure the condition of that individual. Following the attack, there was another 12 arrests in relation to this attack. As a result of this attack, that makes 3 attacks in the last 3 months to happen specifically in England. I don't really have much words for it, as some of the people that were attacked in the last attack are still recovering. So I'm hoping that people crack down on this very quickly, because this is getting very, very out of hand. But Now, obviously, I don't talk that much about the actual stories or my own opinions on the stories, as I try to keep that for the podcast at the end of the week, so please keep tuned for that. But if you like the video and you like what I'm trying to do with the videos, then please don't be afraid to share this video with your friends on social media and the like, or even if you want to help support me personally, there is a Patreon that you can go and support. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck, guys.